Hello, fellow Star Voyagers. Does it always play this on this menu? The curious, neat little ambient ditty? What is that? Hey. Yeah, that one. I put in a little bit of time yesterday. So, we continue with our new save. Got some hours in the new save now. Well, first let's see if it loads. I've let it sit on that menu screen for a while before, and then we've had this endless load and had to quit and restart the game. Let's see if it loads. It loaded. Yeah, alright. Well, that's a good start. If anyone's out there, hope you're doing well. Caesar, what's up? First here. Or first, say anything. Hello there. So it's Monday again. Hope your week's off to a good start. I want to spend some time hanging out on this planet today. Even if there's no reason, even if we're not doing anything in particular. Steven, what's up? Hello. Good to see you guys. Welcome. I haven't built anything here besides the teleporter and the base computer, just some pre-existing stuff. Most incredible rock formations on this planet. It's gorgeous. Has occasional superheated storm, but they're very brief. Not much, Caesar. You're trying to relax after a 55K bike ride on Sunday. Oh man, sore, aching, maybe the good kind of sore. Yeah, I like this planet. I just go fly around for a while. Also, let me look this up again before I say anything. So, when we were talking about the name of this planet, and I had a real thing for all these very smooth rocks that are everywhere, and I was trying to name it, and I went playing around with Google Translate, and I ended up with a Polish word for smooth, gładka. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it right. Gładka. And then Chronic said, no, I looked it up, it's Gladki. There's an I, not an A at the end. And I got all sad that I had just screwed it up. But I looked it up again, and it's the nominative singular feminine of Gladki. So I did look it up right. It was just a different version of the same word. Gladka, the name of this planet, as I've named it already, so there was no changing it, Gladka, is the nominative singular feminine of Gladki, which is Polish, mispronounced by me, but Polish for smooth, like adjective, smooth, it's smooth. Yeah, Caesar, butthurt, but the good kind of butthurt. Alright, I guess there's such a thing. Steven took some advice from before, also seen your VOD on selling salvage tech for like 2 mil. You've been gathering some of those on your save. Bought your next ship? Yeah! An A-class small fighter for 2 mil after a trade-in. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, there's enough of that salvage tech on, okay, not every planet and not every part of every planet, but many, most even. And you follow them like breadcrumbs across a planet, you get a couple stacks and quick millions. So I have been doing that too. I spent a lot of yesterday working on inventory space and getting mods, buying mods, getting nanites and buying mods. And I want to show you what I ended up with because I kind of went a little nuts. And then this happened. And I could swear it's not as pink and blue as it looked before. I mean, it was like bright. This looked straight out of Splatoon. I got this for free. A Vy'keen gave this to me. It was a shady Vy'keen, gave this to me on a space station, and he didn't want, it was either a space station or it was a, what do you call them? not a manufacturing facility, but like a minor settlement. Yeah, so there's a unique NPC conversation where a shady NPC tries to give you a broken gun. It was broken. I could post pictures on Discord of the broken version. It had maybe 10 slots available and 14 broken. I had to repair the whole bottom row and a couple things in the middle and a few pieces up here at the top. But it was so worth it, except for the fact that it's just, the colors look nice and mild now, and I really like the gun. But it looked straight out of Platoon. Steven, I think it's a random conversation possibility. I don't know if it's limited to Vy'keen or to certain places, but it actually happened on the previous playthrough as well. I didn't get an S-class. He gave me junk. I've had at least 3 or 4 NPCs try to give me guns, but they're usually junk. There are some monoliths that you can get a multi-tool from, potentially, but I've never seen a good one. And it only had up through the mining beam. Other than that, it was completely empty. But it was a perfect 24 slots. So, of course I took it, and I spent some time yesterday repairing it, and then I had to earn some nanites so we could replace the mining mods. And then I went looking for scanner mods, and so I bought A classes again, because until last night I couldn't find an S class. I finally found a vendor with an S class last night. But some of these A classes are good. Look at this, almost 8,000 fauna. That's better than a lot of S classes. That's okay. 5,200. Look at this one. Look at this A class, 9,000% on fauna. That is better than any S class I have seen for fauna. It only has 5,600 for flora, but I might just keep that one, even though we now have a merchant selling S-class mods. You found an S-class scanner mod. All right, so Steven, keep track of where you bought it. The merchant you bought it at will restock. You will be able to buy that S-class mod from that merchant again. I wrote down where I bought this one, and if we want to go back and buy it again now, it should have restocked. I don't know if it's a timer or you quit and reload the game or what, but it'll be back there, and at some point, if not already. So you can repurchase it. 3 of them stack, yeah. And if you put them next to each other, there's that bold outline that they get, that they share, the colored outline. It's kind of teal for this, and it's white over here for the scanner stuff. There's a game mechanic referred to as synergy. We were talking about it the other day, and I really don't understand how it's displayed, but there's some additional bonus to putting like mods next to each other. And that applies to starship stuff too. So if you put a shield mod next to your ship shields, or you put a certain type of weapon mod next to that type of weapon. Yeah, keep track of the merchant and the system. More importantly, it's, well, I guess both in that case. That merchant and that system. So that gun was an amazing find. I've been waiting to find an S-class or some weird exotic gun, and it wasn't weird and exotic, although it does have the colorings from Splatoon. And we are eventually going to build 1 or more bases on this planet. Right now we've just got the teleporter. But I love it. Hey! Hey, Colonel. Base computer is waiting for us to check in. Do that here. What else did I want to show you? Just been expanding the inventory. The exosuit upgrades that you buy on space stations, which are not supposed to restock. Again, I have seen them restock. I'm sure I've seen them restock. I have not yet pinned down the circumstances under which they restock. Here's as close as I can get. When I was going shopping for mods, when I was going from vendor to vendor to vendor, and also checking the mission boards for certain types of missions for nanites, I was hopping from one teleporter to another at every space station. Just one after another, spending like 2 minutes in each system. Somewhere in the middle there, they started respawning. I went to a system and the exosuit was restocked. I went to another system, the exosuit was restocked. I went to another system, the exosuit was restocked. And then I noticed that it wasn't later. I haven't pinned this down, but keep an eye out for those exosuit upgrades to reappear when they shouldn't, and you can buy them again. I bet you can't wait, Colonel. What's the latest on it? Steven, you're getting bad luck on planets so far. You had one amazing planet, like mine here in your first system, but almost every system after your beginner has been full of radioactive, dead life, life incompatible. I've only seen one of those. Generally bad planets. Well, it happens. The radioactive ones aren't necessarily too bad. If it's lightly radioactive, some of those are very pretty. Just like the hot and cold worlds. If the storms aren't frequent, they can be very attractive worlds. And, drop pod coordinate data, we are going to get a few more slots today, or more. Oh yeah, look at this. So these are the mods I was working on before I found the gun yesterday. We've got all our environmentals, toxic, except for underwater. I might put underwater in that slot, although I don't think underwater is gonna bind with anything. I don't know what category that falls into. Life support? I had an A-class underwater mod that did not bind with either of these groups, so I really don't know. But we've got 3 life support mods, we've got 3 movement mods, 3 shield mods, and hot, cold, radioactive, and toxic protection. So that's pretty clean. We can move again. It's so nice being able to just jet around for a while. Actually, for a while. Feels so powerful! I don't know if it works out. If it works out the way you want. Okay, let's talk to the base computer while we're here. It's been waiting for a couple days. For some reason, this base computer is the one that will that we can interact with for this quest, even though it's not the one we started with for this quest. Automated archive recovery in progress. Data recovered 15%. New data available. Search the construction archives. Man, I bounce around a lot left to right. Also do a lot of reading in this game, and we do a lot of chatting too. Yeah, this game has been, streaming this game has been a little rough on my throat. Exosuit technology data extracted. Downloading plans. Personal upgrade module synthesized from data scraps. Additional data available. Entry 4925 follows. My exosuit has directed me to a crashed starship. Controls react to my touch, and I can only assume it belongs to me. No memory of it, no sense of a before. Readable archive retrieval complete. Beginning defragmentation of next segment. Might be able to use this module to make an example out of. So these 3 here are life support modules. You can see the symbol in the middle is the same, even if the name up top is different. And there are limits to what you can stack. if we were to put another S-Class mod here, they would all get a symbol over them, overloaded. It would tell us they're overloaded. I'm not sure if this is going to overload it since it's lesser. Maybe we can... Technology overloaded. Good. Oh, I was almost hoping it would to make the example of it. Technology overloaded. That's what it looks like when you stack too many. You can generally stack 3 of a mod. 4th will overload it. Now, with that in mind, look at these 3 shield mods. 1, 2, 3. And then 4. So, does anyone have a guess? I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's stacking a 4th one. Because they're in different categories. Does it bypass the overload? Is it just ignoring one of these? I don't know. But it's food for thought. If anybody knows, I'm curious. Because there's this 4th one. There's a reason it's there, and I was planning to remove it when it overloaded. I expected, when I was cleaning up this and I bought an extra one to put here, I expected it to overload because I had one in the other inventory. It didn't overload, so I left the other one.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
But I don't know what's going on. So the base computer is to make us wait. As for missions and stuff today, I might want to go after some more mods. Got some nanites. We do some more mission board missions for some nanites. That'll help push us in different directions. So you can't look at your shield strength. Can you look at your shield strength? Is there an actual number value? I know you can see the bar, but the bar never appears to change. The number of units of health you have beneath the bar changes, but I can't say I was counting all along, and I'm not going to delete mods to go back to baseline. I think it had 3 initially, and I've added 3 mods. I don't know if we have 6 or 7. Here, let me take a little damage. Look in the upper left corner when I hit the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units of health. I don't know what that means. Does that mean I'm getting the benefit from 3 or 4 of those shield and health mods? Have we ever been to a... I don't know if we've been to a trade outpost on this planet. We can find one. Kind of want to move off in some direction and then... Oh, let's do that. Finally did this. So now it's in my head that I can do this. You guys have mentioned it, but I haven't been scanning for trade outposts using the economy scanner on the ship. But it works. It's valuable. It's a thing. Don't need to use the signal booster and nav data and hope that you get a trading post. You just tell the economy scanner you want a trading post. Atmosphere. Look at these rocks. Look at these smooth rocks. Yeah. What's with that? That looks like something a terrain manipulator missed. Need to keep track of the space station when we got the scanner mod. If you warp to another system and wanted to revisit the merchant, you need to warp back to the system using the hyperdrive. Yes, you can use the teleporters to go almost instantly between any of them. Yeah, you can go space station to station to station, anywhere, no matter how far away they are from each other, once you unlock them. You have to do a little bit of one of the story quests and maybe meet with Nada and Polo in the anomaly. Just hi! Hi! Colonel, thank you for the bits. Cheers. Haha. There's no end to the cool rocks on this planet. Islands. Yes, see if you can use the teleporters. If when you go to the teleporter, it gives you a list of stations, you're good. If it doesn't, there'll be some message there about why, but you'll either have a list of the stations you visited or you won't. It won't suck you in or anything. Although it is buggy. I've had weird stuff happen while trying to use it that's just game bugs. I've had merchant menus that I visited 5 minutes before pop up while I was trying to use the teleporter. You could put a whole base on one of these rocks. Ah, I found a ring ship. Yeah, I actually found this. Won't you let me invert? Hello, Arbesa. It's been a bit. How you been? Hope you're all right. Yeah, I found this ship after we restarted. I found this on the second day. Another really lucky fight. He's a beauty. Oh, you think I can thread the needle? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, we made it. I think we should have wrecked, but saw a mint green A-class one earlier on yours. Looked so cool. So, if you saw a mint green one and you like the way it looks, write down what system you saw it in. That system will always have a mint green ship like that. It won't always be an A-class. You'll see a C, B, A, and if you look long enough, eventually you might see an S-class. But it will always be that same configuration and color in that system. The way it was explained to me was like a certain type of fish that only spawns in a certain region of the world. When you're in that system, that's the type of fish you will see there. That green one. We made it! We're not dead! I don't think that counts. Yeah, let's just go. I just wanted to get far away from the base so we could go wandering. Oh, and there's like one species. There's something buggy going on. I want to show you. It might be on this planet or it might be on the other one. Ah, it's not this one. I'll show you what I meant though. There is a buggy. It's our other planet. That's where our other base is. It fixed itself. Yeah, look up here. 10 of 10. It used to say of 11. Like it was 9 of 11, and then it went to... we have more than 10 species. This is the 11th. It used to say of 12. It was like 10 of 12, then it switched to 10 of 10, but you can see one of the boxes isn't filled. And this morning, I found this species. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fish is 5. I'm going to scroll it. Where's the fish again? The fish is 5. Second fish is 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's only 10. I don't know, maybe... Doesn't make sense though. And I did not upload this. I can show you a little more. We only have credit for uploading... This is NVIDIA. Why does my world just fall apart all at once? I'm trying to make a point and I'm wrong and things aren't where I expect them to be, and then other shit just decides to go and just smack you around a little bit. Okay, starting over. One planet. We have only found all the life on one planet. Okay, which planet was that? I'm gonna have to check, but it's not the one that I just showed you. It's a different planet. I know it's not iTones, I just found that last night. Let's see, we're gonna find it here. And then we'll go back to the one that says we've got 10 of 10. There it is. That's the actual one. 12 of 12. And you see how all the boxes are filled? 12 of 12. New Sakromu. And I uploaded all of those. Except we might rename this little guy because he's really cute. Bipedal hopping around. I don't even... Alright, he's cute, but that's not the point. 12 of 12. That's what it looks like when you find all 12. That gold pause once you've uploaded it. I have not uploaded, nor have we found all the species on Talander. There's still one. There were 2 missing, and I found one of them this morning, but it says 10 of 10, and already has a gold paw. Alright, sorry for stealing a few minutes to ramble on about that, but the game is pretty buggy. So when you see things happen, and you're not sure if you don't understand it, or if the game is doing something that's not supposed to happen, it's about 50-50. There's a lot of little buggy things. So this planet has metal fingers, curious deposits, which are 2 great POIs to have. It also has a lot of life we haven't found yet on it. I just like wandering around on this planet too, so I was hoping that by starting somewhere we'd just find a whole bunch of other stuff. We're just gonna wander off for a little while. That 9,000% fauna scanner, that A class that has 9,000% for fauna scanning. I can now get 400,000 for scanning a rare. 400,000 units. Yes, you do. Definitely stack scanner mods. And the A's aren't bad. I was reluctant to get the A's when we started this playthrough and I couldn't find the S-Class mods. I was very reluctant to buy the A's. They were not throwaways. Now, some of the A's can spawn with only one fauna or flora and not both. So that's a risk, but you can always buy another A and replace one. I mean, if you have 3 A's and 2 of them are crappy, buy another A, destroy your crappiest one, roll the dice on the next one. And it is possible to get kick-ass mods out of an A class. We are being followed by the herds. And those movement mods, partly because they let you run so much further, and partly because the jetpack starts off with so little juice in it, they're invaluable. I missed them so much when we restarted. I find this planet rather soothing. I hope you do too. When I'm looking for... That must be a predator because there's a dead animal. When you're looking for the missing species that you haven't scanned yet on a planet, one of the best ways to find them, for me so far, has been to listen for the animal sounds. It doesn't work when there's a herd nearby and everything's making noise, birds in the sky and mammals on the ground, but when you're on a quiet planet and you can't find the life, listen. That'll often be your cue to check the skies or check the ground behind you. Cool, I'm not sure I've ever noticed the ships taking off going straight up. Thought they took off and went off along the planet more than anything. So, what do we have here? Floating crystals. And, yeah, this planet has floating crystals and curious deposits. And I think I'm confusing some of what's on this planet and some of what is on Tillander. Listen. Hey, listen. Look at these redwood-like trees. These great tall trees. I would like to find the last 4 or 5 species on this planet, though. Is it worth building the part for the ship to go to Red Systems? I haven't yet. No, I've only got combined 150, 60 hours in the game. So I'm just getting started. No, I don't know. I was wondering that myself. So there's the red, the green, and the blue drives for the different systems. And the only thing I think I know is that there's a higher chance of me start over. There is a chance of exotic planets. The stars that we are visiting, the yellow suns, the systems we're visiting, those systems cannot spawn exotic planets. But there are exotic planets. If you've seen any of those weird planets, if you're portal to one or seen on a stream, a couple related to the story even, with weird floating dodecahedrons and stuff, I think those are exotic planets. There's an exception to what I said about not in yellow systems, but that's a whole nother thing. Pretty much you need to go to those red, blue, green systems for exotic planets. I don't know what the difference is between the three. Are there different types of exotic planets that are more likely to spawn in different colored star systems? Well, I know that my fighter doesn't have a lot of room, this small fighter, but if we could find a medium fighter with more tech slots, or if we could find a large fighter that I like, then I might put those drives in it. Another option is to make those extra drive types and put them in an explorer or an exotic, which is also an explorer, because they have a greater warp distance. And then there's mods. You can get hyperdrive mods, so you could take a fighter that only has a warp distance of 100 light years and put mods in it to get it up to, I don't know how far, but past 200. I got some quest reward. It was a hyperdrive mod, maybe a C, maybe a B, and it was more than 50 light years it added to the jump distance. So you could take just about any ship and make it jump really far and give it the other drive types and let it jump into any system. But something with more slots and something that already jumps pretty far would be, seems like it would be a good choice. All the little damaged machinery, those things, you usually get nanites, somewhere between 25 and 35 nanites. Was it on stream when I got the mining mod, or did I can't remember, it all blends together. But I got an S-class mining mod out of one of those. I'd never gotten any other loot out of them, just nanites, 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 S-class mod. That was weird, so don't rule them out. Also, if you have lots of resources and no nanites, I'm opening up all of these recently because I was trying to buy mods, patch up my inventory with all these fancy S-class mods. So at about 30 pop, it was worth it, if I had to spend a lot of resources to do it. Oh, wait, the freighter. Ah, I knew I was forgetting something. I found us the Starship Chaos SC2. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I found. It's not the exact same design. Do you remember the freighter that we found in the first save? The colors, we're never going to find such a perfect color scheme matched with a Super Star Destroyer body type. And that was a C-class with, I think, 26 inventory slots, and it was awesome. I got really excited the other day when I flew into a high-conflict system and thought I saw the same ship type in red and black. And it's really close. So there's the long capital ship that looks like a Super Star Destroyer, and then there's a kind of snub nose that sort of looks the same, but it doesn't extend as far. That's the one. Now let me show it to you. Starship Chaos SC2. And I wasn't sure it was a capital ship because it was a little smaller, but it says capital ship. Fly into it. A-class, 34 slots, and this was our freebie. Isn't that awesome? Cloudbuster. Well, thank you. Hello. How about the ship? That's hot. That thing. I would have preferred blue, but that's me. Blue and black or blue and silver. But I can't knock that. I know Chronic's trying to make me out to be some sort of a Sith, but... so he'll be really excited when Chronic sees that. See, you're a Sith, Jay. You're a Sith. But, what you gonna do? I am not a Sith. We just happen to have a red and black mini Star Destroyer. That's all. I don't know what you call that. I know the community has given names to the types of ships. Misbehave, were you lurking? Pops out a lurk to say, wow. I hope your week's starting off all right. Hope you're doing all right. Welcome. You have a good lurk if you're going back to lurk. So, a couple really good finds for Sunday. Capital ship and a shady Vy'keen who gave me an S-class gun. Net is laggy where you're at? Okay, okay. Lurk on, Miss B. I wonder if, do we not have transcoding today also? Maybe not. Hey, a double. That happens more often than you'd think. It seems to happen like more than 1% of the time. If I had to guess, somewhere between 3 and 5% of the time, those things double spawn. Yeah, I'm just running around. I like running around on this planet, and I haven't spent enough time here. I knew when I first saw this planet, it was going to be one of my favorites. Really haven't spent a lot of time on it. But we can make some warp fuel and check out some new systems. Make some coin with our scanner mods. Wait till you see those rare creatures scan for 400,000 apiece. That's... Woo! It just gives you chills. Gives me chills. Wait, what we're looking for is right here, isn't it? Right here. Is that another double? What did it tell you? See, they spawn double more often. Is that a triple? I have never seen a triple. Is this a triple? Hold on. It's a triple. I just need to find... Did you see it? There's a third hitbox in here. Come on, that's awesome. Look at that. Can I not get my flashlight on? Oh, it is. It's just, it won't shine down. Shine in the hole! Hey, Rex. Let's Let's make a fake sun for the picture. Look at this. 3 of them. Photo mode in this game is just right. The Rex, hope you're good today. You guys like that photo mode? Anybody playing the game also? Playing with the photo mode? I'm using it more than I have any other photo mode in a game before. You're okay? Crunch. So those modules we're picking up, we already got 15 stack and 750k for that. There's a 6 stack. Plus this planet is dropping all these super refined materials, so I'm collecting those in storage containers. Though I have not rebuilt the storage containers on this planet yet. We should see about doing that at some point. The prefab base under the trade outpost, it's actually getting awkward. I want to set something up on this planet. Something mellow, sprawling, not a whole bunch of weird prefabs in an awkward grid. You're playing Xenoblade 2 now. You're having fun with it? I've not played it, the Xenoblades either. One thing I've noticed, and I don't know if it's since a recent patch or if it's always been this way and I didn't catch on before, if you tag buildings, it's highlighted, it is tagged, it just disappeared. What's up with that? It's not tagged anymore. Tagged. Boom, disappeared. When did that start happening? I think tagging buildings worked fine a week ago. Maybe there's something else going on, but... Xeno 1 is better than 2 and X, Rex. Is that so? Rex, you're asking Rex if he can buy you a PS4? That's awfully random. Where's that coming from? Like something out of XCOM. Ah! Ah! Today might be the day we take on some biological horrors too. I have not messed with any of them yet. In fact, I don't even know why people... What's the deal with the whispering eggs? They spawn biological creatures. Where's the reward? Is there a reward in there somewhere? Do you get paid a lot? What happens when you kill the biological horrors? They, The only time I ever spawned them was a few weeks ago, and I just ran. I haven't even spawned them since then. Returning user identified, terminal now active. Unlocking data log, continuation for analysis. I glimpsed the crimson orb between the clouds. A vast and... I didn't mean to click anything. Sorry. Did anyone else get the dialogue on the first screen? I was no longer certain if it had ever been real. Perhaps the fungal deposits from the last world I visited are still clogging my exosuit vents, affecting my cognition somehow. I I've cleaned my filters 6 times now, but I still feel it inside me. Larva eggs, when you destroy the eggs, are worth loads, about 60k. Yeah, I think you guys, it's just miscommunication. That's, hey. Before it gets all weird, I discover something coded deep inside the long-dead traveler's data log. Something has been left that will aid me on my own journey. Really? What was that? Just some nanites? Units? So, the 60k, Steven, the larva eggs, when you destroy the eggs, are worth loads, about 60k. So you actually destroy the eggs, the larval eggs. So you get units for destroying them? Is it just units received? Or do you collect an item that you have to sell? So when you destroy the egg, the larval egg. So if I bust this open, is there a larval egg in there to pick up?
Smoke weed every day.
Don't space me, Jay! Chronic, what's up? I was just saying, you're gonna like the freighter I found, man. It's not the Super Star Destroyer, it's the Snubdos Star Destroyer, but it's red and black. Man, look what I found for our freebie. Yo! Yeah, 34 slots, A class, and at first I thought it was the same model. I don't know what you call this model, but yeah, it was a good find. And no. And you know what else is a good find? A Shady Viking gave me an S-class 24 slot rifle yesterday. It has a curious color scheme, but he handed this to me broken. I had to fix it. I got a broken S-class for free, and it was worth fixing. I spent yesterday getting it all patched up. Also found an A-class mod with a fauna reward rating better than any S-class mod I've seen. 9,300% fauna on that scope. I think because I was willing to roll a new save after 125 hours. I think the game was like, damn. All right, well, we're gonna give you some help. If you're starting over after 125 hours, here you go. So we'll put some RNG in your cup. So this gorgeous planet has short storms. They're hot, but they're short. Woo! Sorry, not sorry. Yeah. Welcome, sir. Also, and Chronic, this is very important. I found out that Gladka is, like I knew I had looked it up. It's the nominative singular feminine of Gladki. So the planet name, I didn't screw it up. It's just another form of the same word. Yes, Glodka means smooth. Storage. The game had pity. The game had pity, yeah. The game had a lot of pity. Basically, that. What was I moving towards? So it does seem like when you mark buildings now, when you tag them, they don't stay tagged, they disappear, and I don't know what that is. Ooh, you haven't bothered trying to rename anything yet? Except for things suggested by people in chat. I've only renamed 3 or 4 things. 1 system, 2 planets. Oh yes, don't fly away, big birdies. No, you did that to me last time. Those birds must be rare because I've only spotted them. That's only the 2nd time I've spotted them. It was a pair of 2, and they flew away before I could tag them. Ah. Keep an eye out for big birds. I fancy the idea of renaming things, but then I don't know what to name them. So yeah, like you, I haven't renamed most things. Well, now you're getting super specific, Chronic. If you were naming the planet, the masculine would precede the feminine. Yeah, but I'm not Polish. I just wanted a cool sounding word, a name for the planet. Something that embodied the essence of what I felt, which was that this is smooth. So stop fucking with me, all right? My point is, I didn't cross type wrong. I didn't read GLADKI on one screen, then walk over here where I typed it in and type it in with an A, which is what I thought the other day. I'm sitting here internally just face palming because I typed it wrong after looking it up, but I didn't. I typed what I looked up, which is a form of the word. So yeah. Hello world, Captain Frantic, welcome back. Hello Willow, Pokemon Marathoner J. That's easy. Also, the Pokemon Marathon's on like round the clock too. I'm only here for 6 hours, or both at the same time. Left. But it's Pokemon, Jay. Put on the Pokemon then. We'll be here. We'll be here if you get tired of it. We'll be here. I won't hold it against you. Asking for a friend. Well, context matters. I'd say once you're going past 3, you should at least give yourself a pause. But, you know, maybe some days are 10 croissant days. I don't know. I have not had the good fortune of having so many croissants around. You're way past 3. Well, if I were, I found a box of them on sale, you know, like day olds, Which I know is no way to do croissant, but if I would do it. I'd do day olds. And if I had a whole box of them, who knows what would happen. Whoa, is it those big birds again? No, it's just close enough to the small ones. They look kind of big. Mug World? Where are you getting that? Also, this one's named already. That's what we're talking about. Does emoting to the Sentinels do any good? I like to think it does. You know what? I forgot we could gesture and emote. I really did. So you said that. I haven't thought about it in days. Well, if you want them to break off, don't do what I'm doing and grab resources. Just go in a straight line, and if you happen to see any others that you're going towards, don't go towards them. But don't stop moving. Just keep going, and they'll break off. It's only for the first couple tiers of alert, it's 30 seconds or so, maybe 40 seconds. It does get up to a minute or more eventually. You give them a thumbs up and you haven't had to fight one. Nice. I like that. Thinking Mug World for a planet. Well, as we travel around today, if you see a planet that you would like to name Mug World, let me know. This one's already named, but... Willow, you got them both going? Perfect. Near the water here, near any water. Planet has a lot of water, but let's go see. I've already found 2 underwater species, and we've seen 2 airborne, but I can't scan one of them because anytime I've seen them, there's just 2, and they've almost disappeared by the time I see them. Well, I think that could still be arranged. It's a very small body of water. Let's go up to the larger one here.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Pika, thank you for the host. At some point today, we'll warp to some new systems, and that'll be our best chance to have a bunch of new planets in a row. Start naming a bunch of planets here. And Steven, if you're still out there, since we restarted the game, one of the things we're gonna do, there's one, is I'm gonna have to get glyph codes for Steven, Lamia, Grace, and some of the other planets that we named in the other save. But if I can get glyph codes for them, then eventually we can get access to those same worlds on this save. We just need the portal codes. Simpika, thank you. You too. You're doing well. I am just good and hooked on this game, and for the time being, it's quite satisfying to think about it. A lot. I've just been immersed in this game lately. Wish that large bird would fly by again. You're good? Not that tired today? Right on. For Monday, it's good not to be too tired on a Monday. Yeah, Chronic, got it. And I do thank you for the breakdown. I'm sorry for in return giving you shit. I know you were just explaining how it works. And generally, I'm always curious about how things work. In this case, I was just self-conscious about having fucked the name up. I just wanted to know I hadn't fucked it up. And so, explaining how things work correctly in the Polish language, which I don't speak, I know you're not trying to say, yeah, you really did fuck it up after all, but I'm just saying that's what it sounded like. Because that's what it sounded like. I'm just pleased that for my part, I looked something up and didn't mistype it. That's all. I'm not going for correct, yeah, you know, I really didn't think I was... It's just not how my brain works these days. It was a simple lookup. I wasn't looking for masculine, feminine forms of the word, tense, context, anything. Just a word, just a definition, just a cool sounding word. Hell, I don't even have the right L in there because I don't have the right L. Now, if we were naming it on stream and someone who spoke Polish were here at the time, no, there's nothing for you to apologize for. I just reacted badly to your clarification. All I wanted was to momentarily be less of a fuck up. It could have been a Greek word. It could have been Aramaic. I would have picked something in a character-based language. Just to say that I had picked something in ancient Hindu script. But I went for something simple. It's like the word smooth. Should have it could have been Carlos fucking Santana. I just wanted something that was smooth. That's all. Smooth. I'm not trying to learn Polish or any language right now. Hell, I'm watching the English language deteriorate before my very eyes these past few years. Nothing means anything anymore. So. It would be. If you could actually name a planet Carlos fucking Santana. That would be. You probably could. I haven't tried to push the filters yet. I say yet. I don't know if I'm gonna try and push the filters, but I haven't. Yeah, the game would stop pitying me if I start mocking it. Wait, who was it who said that they name everything on every planet Matt Damon, except for just one thing on every planet gets named Ben Affleck? Everything is Matt Damon, one Ben Affleck. That's... And Ben Affleck's always a rock. Was that you? That's outstanding. Yeah, who likes that? Birds out at night. I'm never gonna scan the big ones. Loading crystals. All right, let's I just wanted to wander for a while. Let's go hit up those floating crystals. Maybe drop back to the other base and stash all these resources I've been picking up, and then we'll go do something. We'll go check out a new system, maybe. Although I can, and do, spend hours just wandering, resourcing, and chilling out. And we don't need to go to the floating crystals unless there's some rare metal elements. I have a lot of destabilized sodium and superoxide. The chlorine, you know, we can sell the chlorine, but I'd rather get stuff I can use out of those crystals. The name of rock, Dwayne Johnson. I only saw 30 seconds of that Cyberpunk footage, but I saw that it's a lot of crystals. But I saw that people were starting to talk about it, and was it something? Procyan said something. It's I can't remember what he posted in Discord, but it made me think of Mr. Rogers. I was gonna do something with it, but then I ran out of time. Got chloride, sodium, probably a bit of everything in here. Carbon crystals. You guys think it looks good? So I didn't see much of it. What caught your eye? They were doing something corpos. It was probably near the end of it. Outsider, hey, what's happening? Like Deus Ex with testicles? We still need to get back to Deus Ex sometime. But it was pretty, and you'll be amazed if 50% of it makes it into the final game. What kind of things do you think will get dropped? Technically demanding stuff, or unworkable game systems, like scalable, poorly scalable systems, or I should have looked first. Okay, where are we at with inventory? We can send this stuff up to the freighter and get it later. Probably for the best. Also, this bottom row is stuff I can dump because I have all my staples in cargo. We don't need this extra ammo. definitely don't need an overflow stack of sodium.
No free slots in suit
Get rid of the overflow dihydrogen. 3 more stacks. That should do. What stinks about having a full inventory when you finish breaking up a special object like a floating crystal or a curious, what do they call them? When you get all of the resource or the loot at the end like that, it all just pops in a single item if your inventory is full. I don't think you get it at all. Although for quest rewards, it'll queue up, and when you free up an inventory slot, the item will like buffer into your inventory. I don't think it does that with this stuff. Chronic, you don't give a damn about the graphics, just excited if they keep all the mechanics in from the pen and paper. Max Payne time-slowing shooting mechanics would probably be tweaked. Not quite that fluid. I didn't see that. It looked good. There was a neural net hijacking section that they explicitly said may change before the final launch. Says to me they can't make it work consistently. I'll have to go back and watch it. The 3 mining beam upgrades, they make such a difference. The first one changes the color of the beam. I like that. And gives you a lot of extra time before it overheats. But when you have 3 of them in there, you can just go and go and go and go. Go. Even these things that take a long time to break a single unit, you can do it on a single pull of the trigger. I hesitate to mention it. Your words coming out of my own mouth and my brain wanders. Of course, what just happened in Jacksonville. What did we just not get? I wasn't paying attention again, and did we? I told you I have too much superoxide. I'm gonna send this up to the freighter. That dihydrogen jelly, or this, must have broken a mod down. Why I had a stray carbon nanotube, or 4 units of carbon. We're gonna clean up we're gonna go back to base, clean this stuff up, empty inventory before we go off flying somewhere. Maybe we'll get some mission board missions. I kind of want to go in search of, keep an eye out for a medium or large fighter. And then mods for the fighter. I want to find an S-class underwater mod. And visit some more drop pods on some new planets. I'm only using 2 drop pod data per planet because of the possibility, and we've seen it happen, where the 3rd drop pod data you use just takes you back to a pod you've already been to. 2 seems to work consistently, though. You can get 2 drop pods out of drop pod coordinate data on any planet. At least 2. Now the Sentinel shows up. Now the Sentinel shows up. Yeah, I'm breaking that. What are you gonna do about it? Right, move on. Just move on. You know what's best for you. You'll move on. What was it you said you were doing? Where are our gestures? Hi. See, it works. Oh, fuck, we fell far. That was a bad time to lose jets. We're over 30 feet above the ground with the 30-foot drop below ground into a cave. It's a good thing we have those upgrades. You see how little it took off my shield? Well, we have 3 or possibly 4 because it didn't show an overload. Maybe someone can explain this. Let's take another crack at it. Here's 1, 2, 3 shield upgrades. A 4th should overload it, right? Well, for some reason, don't ask me right now why I have this in this slot, but here's a 4th, and nothing says overloaded. Do you think this is being ignored or stacked or what? Either way, why when we fall so hard we don't actually take damage because we've got this massive shield. Fall damage is just a minor annoyance from what you've seen? Pretty much, yeah. What? You can have 3 in tech slots and 3 in normal slots? And 3 in normal slots? That's intentional? That's... wow. So, that's insane. You saying that, I could have... general inventory. I wasn't planning on filling with mods. But, so we could stack like another 600% jetpack juice? Because, sheesh. That's kind of tempting. Oh, yeah. We're watching Goth building his sky base. Pretty sure he just jumped down rather than ride a ship or something. Huh. So even over a tremendous distance, it doesn't increase the fall damage? I did it again! Fuck this hole! I'm going this way! Ah! I should seal that hole off before someone gets hurt. I think you're meant to build in that hole. I meant to fill it in with cement. Fill it in with old ET cartridges or something.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Come on, where's that big bird again? Colonel, you better get going soon. Classes start today. All right, Colonel, we'll see you next time. Hopefully you'll get some time to cut loose. Good luck with classes, and we'll talk to you soon. Yeah, outsider, but I'm not gonna shave my head and go banging on SUVs with an umbrella.
Protection falling.
Well, I might, but I haven't gotten there yet. Oh, we need to. That's what we're doing next. When we get back to the teleporter, we're gonna warp to our other base and go do the scientist. Next part of the scientist quest line. 6th croissant. That's a doozy. Are they at least really good croissant? Because that sounds really tasty. Why didn't I use the jetpack boost that I picked up? Too much croissant is a thing. That's, I believe you. I don't know how far I've tried to push it. I'm sure I've eaten more than 3, but when you asked earlier, I was thinking 3 is a good number. Oh, there they are. No, 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 they're gonna fly away again. No, stop, you. Same thing, a pair of 2. By the time I see them, they're flying away. They're fading away into the distance. And there's never another 2 of them around. You want to talk about rare creatures on a world? Why can't I find that one thing that's missing? Or if you're having that problem, consider it might be something like that. Just a bird who once a year flies by. Some migratory bird that... for big shadows. There's a water in a cave. Not very much. Come on, camera.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Build an O'Neill cylinder if you could build your own station. Captain Frantic, you have a 30-story base, 20-story base. Badly needs an elevator. I like to think they'll keep adding systems to this game with the response they've gotten to the recent changes. You know, strike while the iron is hot. The game has reinvigorated support. Seems like a great time to keep going. Every time I've spotted those large birds, that pair of them is flying near the pack of smaller birds. Part of what makes it hard to spot them in the sky. They just barely stand out for their size. Let's see. Try putting a few links in one message if you can, just to make the bot happier. I guess the permit doesn't... Oh, weird. I wonder if there's a permanent... Is there a variation on the permit function in the chatbot, formerly known as AnkBot, that will do multiple messages within a period of time? Never thought about that. Resource depot, isn't that the one we would have already blown? We wandered into? Bet it is. Yeah, more bot probably needs a lot of attention, but one of the things I noticed recently when I tried to use the regular add command, that wasn't working. Wasn't working for mods either. I know Lamia tried it and it wasn't working. But the bot should still mark you after 15, 1-5. After 15 hours, the bot should mark you as regular, and then you don't need permission to post links. But as it is, I gave you permission again. And yeah, good. That'll do. Overhangs on this world. There's one near where our base is, near that bunny rock that's really long. Overhang that's absurdly long, and giant surfboard. Of course it is. I should have sent more stuff up to the freighter. I have got to get us back to the ship. I keep exploring, but what I need to do is get us back to the ship. And call the ship, fly us back to base. Which type of facility is that? Anyone tell from a distance what type that is? There's no dish. It's not an observatory, right? There's no landing platform, so it's not a minor settlement. Ah, it's an abandoned building. Wait, is this the same one we wandered into? Might be. I bet it is. No, it said unknown. It can't be, because it said unknown. Another one. Alright, you are all going to the freighter. Everything's going to the freighter. Freighter, 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 freighter. Get out of my inventory. You're making me crazy. Just go. Just go. 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 God. Jeez. Terminal. Turning user identified. Terminal now active. Unlocking logs. I found a body. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. If there's a species like it, then I hope they're all dead like this one. At first, I thought it some tragic remnant of a matter transfer tech malfunction. A cage of bones and flesh studded with random patterns of crooked teeth and roomy, lidless eyes. But no. Some horror of twisted evolution, warped by cruel nature. I can't help but picture what it would have looked like alive. I cannot help but fear that it will live again. And loot. Captain Frantic, now that's something I need to try. What's that? Look at that. Look at that spear rock jutting out. There. Damn. Love it. Oh, water base. Come on, where are those big birds at? Chronic says, fair warning, it's a real pain to get the land to sync upright with the base itself. Also, depending on how high you build it off the water, it can clip into the structures. And then there's whatever they're doing with the next patch or two, right? Chronic, have you tried the experimental build? Or is that what the... Look at how big some of these trunks are. Not only do we have these really tall redwood-like trees, but we have trees with trunks so big they fill the screen. Ah, cool planet.
Technology recharge.
Forgot we were parked at a trade outpost. Punch. Oh, I was so close running. Oh, my body's blocking it, but we were out of gas. Hey, 28 plus 5. landing on the railing, just catching it. I'm not gonna sell stuff at the terminal here. Let's get back to our base. Wait, what is that just landed though? Is it the same? I want to look at that real quick. Come on, hop out. What is that? Hawk of the Karak. I like those engines though. Full engine config. Off target, way off target. Holy shit. Again? How did we miss base twice? Rocks. Oh yeah, you're okay. Silly question, man. Sorry. Oh. Well, I threaded the needle before, but couldn't even take us on an underpass. Some inventory cleanup, drop off this stuff, cash in some blueprints. We might even finish the blueprints. I bought a bunch more of them. I don't know what we've got left on the analyzer. We're gonna take a break in a few minutes. We're gonna take our first break. We'll probably be going another 4 hours today, so we're gonna need that break. What's left? Some decorations. Okay, what do we have that's not a decoration? Some roof bits, arches, ramps, arches, walls. There we go. Down to decorations. Furniture.
Item received. 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 Item received.
Alright, before we do the decals and stuff. Things that aren't decals. Finally went through them all. Okay. Flags, tables, decals. So that was instead of selling those modules for probably had 3 or 4 million worth of modules. But all good. Need more than one stack. why I keep the rep items in my ship, but I've been doing that for a long time. I have nightmares of it later. Like the voice in Phantom Pain. On the iDroid. You ever get night? Nope. He didn't even start on this playthrough. Not once, has he? So unless it's tied to, yeah, nothing. None whatsoever. Unless it is still gated behind this part of the Artemis quest that I haven't done yet. We'll go back and visit him, but nah, he's not giving out nanites. Not to me. Let's see here, superoxide, tetracobalt. I cleaned up some of these storage containers a little bit. Another bug. Yeah, it appeared to be. It didn't seem right at all. See, we're never going to use all that sodium, but whatever, we've got it. When we build at Bunny Rock, I'm not going to separate all these containers. We'll have them more conveniently located. Here's our walker bits, pugnium, servos, brains. They have a stash of microprocessors and tech modules for when we need them. And that convergence cube is for the scientist. We're about to check on the scientist and his quest line. I don't think I have anything in number 6 yet. Menschit. I don't know why that's in there. I don't know why. And then a lot of that stuff that is up on the freighter right now. I needed my inventory back. Get the chloride lattice, but the nitrogen salt, thermic condensate, nitrogen enriched yeah, we'll grab that at some point. I think I want to use 789 for various resources like that. So eventually using that enriched carbon as part of fancier crafting items. Instead of selling it now, I'm going to stash it for later. And eventually we'll be able to craft cool things. Like I got that stasis device blueprint. Once we get some other blueprints, eventually it might actually be a moneymaker. Airship out of range. All's here. Oh, exotic taken off. Actually, we have that exotic already. Did you see it though? Aha! If you missed it, man, it would have been cool to check it out because I would have upgraded if it was a. Let's see if it comes back, because the one we got that looks like that is about the lowest quality version of it possible. It has the least slots and. Still looks just as badass, though. It's a really cool looking ship, but the one we got has 15 slots. I think that's the lowest you can get. 15 and 4, where they're not even next to each other. But if I had noticed that exotic landing sooner, I would have checked it out. I wouldn't mind upgrading the one we've got just for posterity. Chronic says frantic. Heard any word on the street about glyphs that are still not working? Frantic, you got them from the 1616 part. I haven't tried Graves yet on this save. This save has had more bugs that I've noticed than the previous save. So why don't we find out together today if it's how bugged it is? And oxygen's topped off, all that. Okay. We're good. Where'd my ship go? The one we're flying? On the ground. Captain Frantic, you'd like it if they introduced a gas tank? You could build at your base, one for each gas that could hold. Yeah, that's like that. I like that. That would work. You're curious if it's just your save that's screwed or if it's across the board. Let's. I really do need to take. This is the right time to take that break before we get into something else. So I'm gonna put us right here by the teleporter. Actually, I can go one further. Let's go to a space station and see if there's a traveler there. And we'll get a grave site. And then that'll be the first thing we do after a break is go check out that grave and see if we can get a glyph. I know I've seen travelers on a bunch of space stations already, but I don't know which systems, so. Just checking the boards. If we're going to be on space stations, we're looking for good nanite missions, too. Predators, but for money. So, okay, nothing. You like going to the station to sit on a table, but enough of your personal problems. See any travelers here. We'll go hunting for a traveler after a break. We'll find a traveler, get a grave site. We'll get back with the scientist. We'll go check in with the anomaly. Maybe we'll do the stuff and the things. Guys, stay tuned. I'll see you in 10.